The true battleground of trading isn't fought on the charts, but within the confines of your own mind. This answer, I assure you, is a profound truth articulated by the legendary Jesse Livermore. Trading is 90% psychology and 10% strategy. Most individuals entering the market are consumed by the relentless pursuit of the perfect strategy, the infallible indicator, the foolproof system, the hidden secret to guaranteed profits. They spend countless hours analyzing charts, backtesting theories, and devouring complex methodologies, believing that intellectual superiority or algorithmic precision is the ultimate key. This external focus is a fundamental misdirection, leading to endless frustration when even the most logically sound strategies crumble under the weight of human emotion. Understanding this principle isn't just an option, it's the absolute prerequisite for your survival and prosperity in the volatile arena of speculation. It fundamentally shifts your focus from chasing external signals to mastering your internal responses, transforming you from a reactive participant into a disciplined, self-controlled operator. This realization liberates you from the cycle of blaming external market conditions and places the power to succeed squarely within your own psychological resilience. Jesse Livermore, the legendary speculator, learned this truth through the crucible of his own spectacular triumphs and devastating failures. He witnessed countless brilliant minds, including his own at times, succumb not to a lack of market knowledge, but to the overwhelming power of fear, greed, hope, and ego. His greatest victories came not from discovering new market secrets, but from mastering his own emotions and adhering to strict psychological discipline. Therefore, prepare to embark on a journey into the true heart of trading. You will dissect why the mental game is so overwhelmingly dominant, exposing the psychological pitfalls that ensnare most traders. You'll discover the precise mental disciplines that separate the consistently profitable from the perpetually struggling. This isn't about mere motivation, it's about providing you with the timeless, unshakable psychological framework required to conquer the markets and achieve enduring trading success. The very core of Livermore's profound insight lies in recognizing the overwhelming power of emotion over logic when capital is on the line. Most aspiring traders make the critical mistake of believing that market analysis and strategic planning are sufficient for success, neglecting the immense psychological forces that inevitably emerge under pressure. When money is at stake, primal human emotions, fear, greed, hope, and ego, are unleashed with astonishing intensity. Fear paralyzes action, causing you to hesitate when decisive moves are needed, or to exit winning trades too early. Greed drives you to hold on to winning positions for too long, turning profits into losses. Hope compels you to cling to losing positions, hoping for a miraculous rebound, thereby turning small setbacks into catastrophic disasters. The pursuit of the perfect strategy is a common delusion because it attempts to externalize a fundamentally internal problem. Traders spend countless hours backtesting, optimizing indicators, and seeking algorithmic perfection, believing that if they can just find the right system, it will bypass the messy reality of human emotion. Yet, even the most mathematically sound strategies crumble in the hands of an undisciplined mind, as fear and greed lead to deviations, missed signals, and irrational override. The market itself does not care about your feelings, your hopes, or your personal desires. It is an impartial, unforgiving entity. Those who approach it with an emotional mindset are destined to be swept away by its unpredictable currents. Emotional decisions lead to inconsistency, impulsive actions, and ultimately, the systematic erosion of capital and confidence, leaving you perpetually chasing losses. Therefore, the first step in understanding the 90% psychology principle is to acknowledge that the market is a mirror reflecting your own inner state. Your emotional responses to price fluctuations, to wins, and especially to losses, are far more deterministic of your long-term results than any indicator on your chart. Mastering your mind, not the market, becomes the supreme priority, for without ironclad emotional control, even the most brilliant strategy is utterly useless. Livermore identified fear and greed as the two most powerful, and often destructive, emotions that directly sabotage trading success. These are not merely abstract concepts, they are visceral forces that distort judgment, paralyze action, and relentlessly work against your logical trading plan. Fear manifests in multiple insidious ways. It causes you to hesitate when presented with a clear, calculated opportunity, leading to missed entries and regret. More critically, fear pushes you to cut your winning trades too early, snatching small profits while leaving significant gains on the table, all out of an intense anxiety about losing what you've accumulated. Paradoxically, the fear of losing money often prevents you from making money, or worse, pushes you to hold on to losing trades, fearing the realization of a loss. Greed, conversely, is the insidious urge for more, for limitless profit, overriding all prudence. It compels you to hold on to winning positions far beyond their logical targets, refusing to take profits because you believe the market will continue to ascend indefinitely. This often results in winning trades turning into losing ones, as the market inevitably reverses, wiping out all accumulated gains. Greed blinds you to risk and leads you to take on excessive leverage or make overly aggressive plays, driven by an insatiable hunger for rapid, amplified returns. These two emotions create a vicious cycle. The fear of missing out, FOMO, on a rising market, driven by greed, often leads to impulsive entries at the top. The fear of realizing a loss then causes you to hold on as the market plummets, further fueled by the desperate hope for a rebound. This emotional roller coaster depletes not just capital but also mental and emotional energy, leaving you exhausted and prone to further irrational decisions. Ultimately, the battle between fear and greed is the true test of a trader's discipline and psychological fortitude. These emotions are deeply ingrained in human nature, and no amount of intellectual understanding of market dynamics can entirely suppress them. The path to consistent profitability demands an unwavering commitment to recognizing these emotional impulses and systematically overriding them with predefined rules and absolute self-control. Without mastering these two powerful forces, you are merely a puppet on the strings of your own inner turmoil. Given that trading is 90% psychology, the undisputed antidote to the destructive influence of emotion is unwavering discipline and the absolute adherence to a set of predefined rules. This is the core principle that separates the consistently profitable from the perpetually struggling, the ultimate key to survival in the markets. Discipline is not about restriction. It is about liberation from the tyranny of fear, greed, and hope. By committing to a clear set of rules, rules for entry, rules for position sizing, and crucially, rules for exiting both winning and losing trades, you remove the emotional element from your decision-making process. These rules act as a rational filter, allowing you to execute your strategy mechanically, unswayed by the powerful urges that inevitably arise when money is on the line. The most critical of these rules, as Livermore consistently emphasized, is the strict application of stop losses. This isn't just a technical order, it's a profound psychological commitment to accepting a small, predefined loss, thereby protecting your capital from turning into a catastrophic disaster. A stop loss forces discipline upon you, compelling you to exit a losing position without hesitation, regardless of your hopes or fears, ensuring that you always live to trade another day. Developing this ironclad discipline requires a conscious and continuous effort. It's about training your mind to prioritize the long-term sustainability of your capital over the short-term emotional pain of a realized loss or the fleeting thrill of an unmanaged gain. This self-mastery is built through consistent practice, through consciously overriding emotional impulses with rational action, and through the unwavering commitment to your trading plan. Ultimately, strategy alone is insufficient. The most brilliant trading system, if executed by an undisciplined mind, is doomed to fail. Conversely, a relatively simple, robust strategy, when executed with absolute, unwavering discipline, can consistently yield profits. The market will always present challenges, but your ability to adhere to your rules, to control your emotions, and to remain consistent in your approach is the decisive factor that will determine your long-term success. One of the most profound psychological differences between winning and losing traders, a truth Livermore learned through immense personal cost, is their approach to losses and the vital importance of preserving mental capital. Many view a loss as a personal failure. The successful trader sees it as an invaluable lesson. A realized loss, particularly one that is small and quickly cut, is not a defeat. It is a tuition payment for market education. Each loss, when analyzed dispassionately, provides critical feedback. It might reveal a flaw in your strategy, a misjudgment in your analysis, or a change in market conditions. By accepting these small tuition fees, you gain invaluable insights without incurring catastrophic damage, allowing you to refine your approach and become a smarter, more resilient trader. The systematic preservation of financial capital through disciplined loss cutting directly contributes to the preservation of mental and emotional capital. When you avoid letting small losses balloon into large ones, you prevent the crippling psychological impact of significant financial setbacks. This keeps your mind clear, your confidence intact, and your emotional resilience strong, ensuring you remain ready to seize new opportunities with a sharp focus. Conversely, allowing losses to run uncontrolled leads to severe mental and emotional depletion. The constant stress, anxiety, and regret associated with mounting losses can severely impair your judgment, leading to impulsive decisions and a vicious cycle of deeper financial and psychological damage. This emotional exhaustion often leads to complete burnout, forcing traders to abandon the market entirely, having lost both their money and their belief in their own capabilities. Therefore, Livermore always stressed that the goal is not to avoid losses entirely, which is impossible, but to manage them ruthlessly. By cutting losses quickly, you ensure you always live to trade another day, with sufficient capital and mental clarity to participate in the next market movement. This long-term perspective and unwavering commitment to preserving both financial and psychological resources are what truly distinguish the enduringly successful trader from the vast majority who inevitably succumb to the market's psychological challenges.